The information in this episode is current as of the date recorded and is not intended as financial, tax, or legal advice. You should consult your tax, financial, and or legal advisors before implementing any transactions and or strategies concerning your finances. And with that, let's get to this week's episode.
Hi, I'm Jason Nickerson, President and COO, and this is Financial Focus. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about ESG. ESG investing has become a very popular term. And before we get into why ESG is a major topic for this episode, we better understand what ESG stands for. ESG, 3 letters. E stands for environmental, like climate change and energy efficiency and so on. The S stands for social, human rights, gender and diversity, etc. And G stands for governance, like the standards for running a company, whether it's the board composition, executive compensation, political contributions, and so on. So the reason I'm bringing this up this week is because President Biden issued his first ever veto of his presidency, and it was related to the ESG topic. We have to rewind to an executive order that President Biden put in place, and eventually a rule went into effect on January 30th of this year, that ESG issues should be considered in decision making. And the rule was directed mainly at federal agencies to consider policies to protect against the threats of climate-related financial risk. This boiled down to agencies like the Department of Labor, who instituted a rule that permits retirement plan fiduciaries, such as 401k providers and pension administrators, to consider ESG factors when selecting investment options, when exercising shareholder rights, and so on. Congress brought to the president on March 20th a bill that passed through Congress to eliminate this rule that went into effect on January 30th, and President Biden vetoed that rule. And so the question we're getting is, are ESG investments mandated in things like my 401k, my pension, even my IRAs? And the answer is no. This is not a mandate. This is not something that has to be done. The rule simply states it's for consideration. And so you don't have to change your IRA investments. Your 401k provider does not have to provide you with investment options in the ESG space. But stay tuned, as I think this will more likely than not be a major topic in the future. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Financial Focus. We'll see you next week.